Oh, it is online. Okay. Have I not been online this whole time? Okay. Alright, well, let's zip over to the... I've been talking to myself, I guess, for a while. Oh, bugger. Oh, I had this set nicely. Then I moved it. So maybe that's working. Okay. I don't think I've actually been online. I think I've just been talking to myself for like the last 30 minutes. I should have checked on my computer first. Alright, so I put this in backwards. This was blowing air this direction. Went and double checked that. I was like, you know what? I wonder which direction I need to do this in. Should always check that. I'm glad I did that after only the first one. Because if I had to do that with all of it, like all 6 fans, that would suck. Also sucks is I got 30 minutes I was just sitting here talking to myself, I guess. At least I had good company. So, with this, the air direction is going this way. So, I want air in this to move a certain direction. Rotate a bit. You want air to come in through the front and then kind of like move up through the computer, out the back, up out of the top, or even through this thing, it's going to blow some air this way and then out through the bottom. So it's going to be sucking in a whole bunch of air from the front and then blasting it out the back. So, along those lines, got this dude that blows air that way towards the up here symbol. The what? That stuttered so much I can't even... I don't know what you said. Ready. Oh, okay. Okay. I've been sitting here talking to myself for 30 minutes, Smack. I thought it was sitting here like, okay, it's streaming, whatever. Seemed good. I don't know. I don't stream from my phone anymore. Alright, so we want the air going into the computer. Let's get this set up here and get this screwed in here. Alright. Oh, good. I got some extra lights around. Hopefully there's enough light on this. So as I was saying before, putting in a fan is kind of, I do it kind of like putting on a car tire. Like doing one corner, then do the opposite. Pick whichever. Doesn't matter. Let's put in a fan. Okay, let's get those. Alright. I got that one. This is a LED fan, so that'll be all lit up once that's good. Got the wire hanging off the side. And now Is this one? Oh no, I've already pulled some of the screws off. I believe it's red for these. Alright, so this is the same deal. Oop. Air's going that direction, so I need it to blow into the computer. I've got the wire. I want that to go basically there. Fuse that wire in there a little bit. Get this situated. Yeah, fair. Right. Okay. Put that on there. And make sure I'm not pinching any wires while I'm doing it. So I've got all these. Yeah, that looks okay. Okay. Dropping the screws. Okay. There's that. And we've got this one. I'm intending to get hopefully everything in. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. Alright, I guess since you're here now, as I can do a quick little tour on the guts. Because I've already done some of the installation. We've got alright, flip this over this way. Alright, so we got the fans here. We've got Alright, so here's the memory. Each of those is 16 gigabytes. So times 4, you got 64 gigabytes of system memory. That's PC 3600. Alright. And here we've got the processor. This is the AMD Ryzen. I just turned that. Maybe that looks better for you all that way. The AMD Ryzen 9 3950X. This thing's got 16 cores and 32. Yeah, it's a computer root. And 32 threads because it's got hyper-threading. A little bit lower from that, we get into the onboard SSD. These are freaking sweet. So like a typical SSD drive is just a, I don't know, I've got one laying around, but they're a lot bigger than that. This is just like a little stick. So this thing's pretty cool that it can plug directly into the board. This is 1 terabyte worth of storage. Super fast. Don't abuse the bot root. No, I need some normal talking because I'm using the bot to help me keep track of chat while I'm trying to do this from the phone. So behind this is another of these, but for some reason on the motherboard they put a plate over top of it. I assume so that it's shielding it from any heat or getting bumped by like having a video card in there, perhaps. Let's see. So some of the steps I've already done is I've seeded the memory, I've put in the processor, I've installed the essentially the hard drives, but these are SSD drives. So I got 2 of those. And then you get some of the case cable plug things. And that's where you have to start looking at the manual for your for both the case and the motherboard. So this is telling me that basically audio's back there. I've got a COM port. I don't know that I ever used that. And then over here we've got USB. There's one USB there, and there's room for another one to plug in. And we've got some SATA ports over here. And then over here is where some of the I kind of call them like the funky wires. That's where you get like the power switch for the computer. I don't really want to unplug them, but you get like the power switch, like the hard drive indicator, the reset switch for the computer. You plug them in over there, and you'll see them on or in your book. So if I look down here, oops, at this thing, see this one handy. Somewhere there should be. Ah, there we go. Alright, so this shows you the motherboard layout. And you can see what we were looking at just down here. It was that AAFP, the COM, both of those USB ports. And you can see the power stuff here for that panel. And it has a number to it. So 13 would be going to 113. So then it's saying like, all right, that little block there, here is how to plug that stuff in. So you'll see like the P LED like up here. I need something else I can point with. Like you'll see these things here. You can use that to say like, all right, there's the power LED. They're going to plug in here. There's the positive and the negative. There's the power switch. That GND would be ground. There's the speaker. So that'd be basically the 5-volt positive. And actually, I'm not plugging that part in, not being used. And there's another power LED. So that's where I'm a little bit confused. I got like a power LED in this. Like they're basically the same thing, it looks like to me. And then there's the hard drive LED. So that's basically if your computer's cranking, then it'll be flickering a little light for you. And there's the reset switch. So this would be like where the reset pin goes, and that's ground. So you can see these little lines coming off of here for it. So yeah, this book will tell you a whole lot about what's supposed to go where, like what each pin does. You see, like this is for power. One of the power pins, it's the thing here that's circled. And it tells you what each pin is doing. You don't necessarily really care, but if you're interested in knowing, like, the only exception really is this little thing here, is that, oh, those plugs are fucking annoying. Because it's like a bunch of little plug things here. You can see if I pull this a little bit. Yeah. Well, you only really need it when you're assembling it. Otherwise, you can look it up online, I'm sure. So, like, if I was looking up online, I'd look here on the motherboard, and it says it's an Asus Tough Gaming X570 Plus. So then just Google the motherboard book for it. And then hopefully you'll find this thing. Yeah. I don't know. Can I see anything on here? Not so well on that one. Yeah, I guess they're relying more on the book for telling you what some of these are. Although, I don't know, things like a SATA connection, that's a SATA. Well, you don't need friends. You just need a phone or a computer to Google it. Alright, so the other thing I did was install the motherboard in. So this is an ATX motherboard. You'll see it's basically got screws around. Let's see, where it is. So there's a screw here and back here. There's a spot here. That's a pin that's basically helping to position the motherboard correctly. So that when you screw it in, like there's one here, there's another back in here, and there's one down here, and here, and here. And that's basically how you screw on the motherboard. Alright, power. Here. Alright. That's the RM850. So it's an 850 watt power supply. And that's the modular plug-ins. So I got a whole bunch of power cables I'm going to be running through here. Okay. So here is we can switch back to putting some fans in this sucker. Alright. Screw in from the back. Yep. Oh, yep, I can put that case back on. That's kind of cool with it. It's got these little plates that just kind of click in. So take this fan off. Let you going. I'm sorry, I was having like a whole Bob Ross thing earlier. Because I was sitting here, like each of these fans have these little rubber footy things on them, and I was having to put those on. It came like this, and I had to peel all those off and assemble them on the fans. I didn't realize that was going to be necessary. I was like, oh, well, ain't that interesting? No, I'm not kidding. That caught me by surprise. That's the first time I've had to do that on a fan. Okay. I am not grounded, although that is a good point. So something you can do usually is just like touch the metal of the frame, like before you get in here, like getting your hands all over everything. You can just like touch part of the metal of the frame. Part of the issue would be if you have static electricity. So it's not like super dry, but yeah, I have a graphics card. Yeah, I have a graphics card, but it is in my other computer, so I'm going to have to shut that one down and pull the video card out. And so I'm waiting to do that as like the very last step. Because at that point I'll be disassembling my computer and I won't be able to use it. I'll be ended up having to use this one at that point, and I don't want to be stuck at a point where I don't have a computer that I can use. Okay, so as we said before, the up here, the air is going that direction. We want the air to go in from the front, up, out the top, out the back, like out the bottom. We just want air flying everywhere. So this one is being mounted. I want to get that wire too. And so I go up and over that way. So get the wire situated that direction. You. Because what would suck is I get all these fans in here and they're pointing the wrong direction. I'd be like, well, what the crap? Then I gotta take them all out, flip them around. Yep. So I'll be taking my other computer. I got a NVIDIA 2070 Super. So I got those. Now, all right. So this is an interesting point. So up top there is where the case is basically designed for a water cooling radiator. So you'd basically be mounting a... No, it would not. Yeah, laptops are pretty much a proprietary thing. There's very little modification you can do to a laptop. Like you can put in probably more memory, another hard drive. But yeah, that's why I don't do laptops for gaming, because it's basically you buy it and then that's it. That's what you got. So over time, it's not going to be so great, and you're eventually going to need to upgrade something, but you can't. So you get a new one. Whereas with a PC, with my other computer, I had it for 7 years. I upgraded the video card twice in its lifespan. Right. So now these, I want air going up. No, I don't trust water cooling. Water cooling makes me very nervous because water cooling is in some ways better, but give you a peek at this thing. This is what I'm using for air cooling. It's this gigantic monster. Along with, it's going to have this other fan mounted on it, so it's going to be size-wise. Yeah. Water and electricity do not mix. Absolutely. Absolutely, they do not mix. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to screw this in from the top. Things are right. This is going to be a little tricky. Get you like so. 120. 120. Okay. So I've got to hold this in place here and. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to really screw it in from up top. Should have got my better screwdriver out of the shed. If I had a better angle up here. Let's just see how the belly's on that. Maybe. Yeah. Sort of. Oh, I look like a giant. I'm like looking in on the, like Smallville in here. Okay. Ah. Come here. First behind that. Go. And another screw here. Okay. Hey, it worked out. Get these wires up through. There we go. Okay. All right, so same thing. The up here is up. And let's try to get those wires fed through first, because that was a little bit tricky. Oh, got it in. Oh! That's hilarious. B5 Oh, so it went well? That sounds like the surgery went well then. Well, she's getting to go home tomorrow. At least I hope so. You in here. Oh, shit. That screw's not wide enough. Oh, shit. I forgot. There's... Yeah, okay. Oops. Maybe I can take this partly apart. Yeah, you have fans running from the front of the computer. You're basically trying to create a flow. So like all the fans are pointed in one direction. If you have two fans pointed in the same direction, you're not going to get any airflow. So you want to create like basically a wind tunnel through your computer. What I forgot are these little things. Not sure that's showing up too well. These are little... These are little gasket things. Just put there in that shot. Sort of. You like that? Okay, so, okay. Oh, shit, where'd it go? Okay. So these are sound dampeners. Probably in that direction. So they're designed so that any vibrations will be super quiet. put in the other side too before I squish it. Yep. Yeah, it's... I was like, wait a minute, why isn't that grabbing on? Now it's grabbing on. But its purpose is to soften the vibrations. I guess kind of like if you were like pounding directly on the wall versus something like padded in between, or like... That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it will soften it so it won't be so dang loud. But I forgot to add them in. Yep, that screw's going straight through. Well, I played cello back in high school, in middle school. Most people probably wouldn't think that looking at me, but I did. I still have my cello, actually. It's a 3/4 size, so it maybe looks a little bit small on me now, but because I had that thing since middle school. But I really enjoyed playing cello. Although I guess like any typical kid, I was bitching and complaining about having to practice. And I was like, I don't want to practice. So I would, that's hilarious. I would see like a little bit of like fraying or whatever in the strings, and I would intentionally like damage the strings so I didn't have to play. Violin? Nice. Ah. So you're part of band club then. If y'all had that, I guess, I don't know. Okay, let's try this again. Get this sucker in. So many screws. Okay, get that in there. All right. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to flip over the other direction. Keep you situated. Kind of. Oh, you just, you're going to be a little tricky. Oh, I get the... Don't forget these. We get one in. Huh? Oh, you guys did? Because I knocked the phone over? Like, ah! Okay, so got those. And I need some screws. You're being silly. this one in. Let's get a little more. So now we have 3 fans. Sorry. I need like a vibration thing for you guys. Okay, here we go. I was a wrestler in high school. We took states. Alright. Oops. That's why like my neck looks like I swallowed my brain. And then I got fat too. Alright. Let's see. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 fans installed. Huzzah. But they're gonna need some power. So these are the little power plugs to plug some of them in. Alright. Oh, I gotta feed that one somewhere. I don't know if there are any. Alright, so here's a case fan. You can see, where is it? I'm kind of lost. Oh, it's more over this way. So that CHA fan 1 would be case fan 1. No, it only gave me those 4. Why is that not going in right? That only gave me enough for the top. Oh, that's just fighting me. Oh, cool. Let's check them out. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow would be State of Decay, assuming I can get everything going. Then I might do it on this, although, I don't know. I've got to do a lot of software updates too, so it might be a little tricky. Alright, so that's plugged in. I need to get all these things plugged in, but those go to the back. So here we can zip around. Pull these wires back through. So those are, oh, no, these are it. Be careful not to pull the wrong wires. Okay. Let's see. This won't be tricky at all. I need like another set of hands. Because I need to plug this guy into this guy. And trying to do this with one hand is a little hard. Okay. Oh, come here. There it goes. I don't know. Is that gonna sort of work? Maybe it works. That's probably sideways for you guys there. So those are plugged in. I'll have to mess with cable management a bit later when I'm trying to get that working. Alright, so those are plugged in. They've got power. I need to get power to these two fans. Got a fan here and a fan here that need power. So I need to grab these splitters. So this splitter takes a single in, travels down, and then, ooh, there's multiple now. So, alright, if we unplug this one, we can, sorry, this is probably really janky looking for you guys. I apologize for that. But, if I use that, I can get you plugged back in, and these fans down here plugged in. There's the other one. There's the other one. Thankfully, this back area, don't have to worry so much about cable management. So some of the ugly wires can go back here. Although this one has 2 bays for some internal hard drives. Yeah, that splitter is providing power for the fan. So I'm splitting this one here, I'm splitting this one here, and then feeding up to that one and the 2 front fans here. Now there are limitations. You can't daisy chain them forever, which is kind of like the same thing if you can't plug in everything into like a single outlet in your house. You have kind of like the same restrictions here. Let's see. So that's all plugged in. Right. So one thing I'll do fan-wise as well is I could potentially mount a fan here pulling air down. Well, where do I want air going in? If I have air going in, it's at least caught by this filter. And it's going to be hiding behind this, so it doesn't matter if it's pretty. So I could use one of these. Let's see. This one should be pulling air that direction. So I want to mount it like that. Okay. So if I did that, oh yeah, that's fine. All right, so I end up having power going back, and we can fit it right there. Can fit just like that. So that's pulling air in. This computer. What, that fan? That's Spectre. It's time to assemble a computer. These are the same. These are actually the same size as the other ones. These are 120 millimeters fans. We just got basically a shitload of fans in this computer. It's kind of hard to have too many fans, unless these are like loud. But the benefit of like a big fan is it can move a lot of air without having to be super fast. So part of like a big fan is that you can get a large volume of air through without spinning it quickly, and because it's going slow, it's going to be quieter. If it has to rotate fast, like a little fan, then you'll get that like bing. It'll be kind of loud and obnoxious. So the bigger the fan you can get, the better. Okay. Sound like a rich. I'm going that thing. Alright. What's next? So I think next would be I need to get power to this thing. So that's where you get this thing comes with this gigantic bag of power cables. It's just so much power. Oh goodness. Alright. Okay, so we've got a PCI Express cable. We've got, I forget what these are called. I think they're Molex connectors. Yeah. Molex, yeah, okay. I remembered correctly. Haha. So then I have another PCI Express. So right now I'm just identifying which cables are what so they can go to the right places. This one's got, this is another PCI Express. Now this one's a little bit different. This is the CPU. That one's a little bit different. This one's also CPU. Let's see. And we got some SATA power connectors. Stick that there. Oh, let me put this filter back on. More SATA. Now this one's a special one. You see like that gigantic blob? So this one is providing basically your main motherboard power. So this is going to end up plugging in here. So that giant thing will plug right there. No, I didn't do anything custom with it. Let's see, that's not, these are Molex. This is the same one. Okay. And oh, this is for like a floppy. Really? Okay, so this might be a little bit of a tricky situation to get in. I'll try to get you guys in here. So you see, there's all the Molex connections, and I need to plug into them. So let's grab the big one. All right. Oh, he fell over while I was grabbing cables. Ah! Okay, maybe that. I don't know if that's going to stay. Can I take this out? Maybe I can take it out temporarily. I'd like to take it out temporarily. Let me see. What is holding? Oh, there's a screw in the back holding that. Yeah. Well, hey, that's a lot easier to take out once you take the screw out. Well, good. I was worried I was going to snap that thing, like having to mess around in there. Alright, so cable management's an important part of building a computer. You want to make sure that it all comes down to airflow. Like, the air flowing through is your means of cooling. So it's kind of like if like it's a really hot summer day and you're standing in front of the fan or the air conditioner getting that nice cool air, and then all of a sudden a bunch of people are standing in front of you. It's like you're not getting that cold air. You're not getting the benefit of that AC. And these wires are basically the people. I'm going to say, bitch, get out my way. I'm trying to cool off. And since I got this fan here too, I don't really want to get too much on its way there. Alright. 24 pin ATX. Alright, so you're going to plug in up here and up here. Oh, there you go. Now I can feed this out the back. So you can see it's going through this out to the back. And that's what I was saying before, is that back section can be all kinds of messy with the cables, because there's not really much airflow back there, which is okay. You're not really putting much back there. Sometimes you'll put like a hard drive, and so long as you're not running something crazy, then it's no problem. Okay. So I'm supposed to the 4x4 CPU. Okay. Yeah, this part I'm having to do a little bit by foot. Maybe I shouldn't have put the big one in. Alright, let's put the big one out so I can see what I'm doing here first. And these have like a little catch right here that basically helps keep them plugged in while you're working. Alright, so with that out of the way, I can see what I'm doing. I'll plug that in. And then feed this through here out the back so I can feed it through later. Alright, so the CPU needs, doesn't need both of these, does it? It has a big one and a small one. Okay, so we're looking here is that it's got, there's power from the motherboard, and that's where the big one's going to go. Oh, okay, this one's got the split for the CPU. Is that how the other one is? Let's go take a look. Yeah, this one's also got a split. Okay, so I guess any one of them will suffice. Alright. Let's take a look-see here. Alright, so plug another one for the CPU here, and feed that out the back too. This is a big old party going out there. Hey, love. Ooh. We're doing a PC build stream.
Well,
Do you want to come by and say hello?
I suppose I can. Hello.
Hello, here's Wifey Pooh.
Hi.
She's brought drinkies.
Indeed. Not sure where you're going to put it. I don't want you to spill
Yeah.
it on anything, so.
This is Mrs. Straith.
Hello.
I don't want to actually have that near the computer because I might knock something down.
I still have to drink it all. I had to drink it for you. Take a drink break then. Stir it up though, because the strong stuff's on the bottom. Unless I stirred it good enough.
I'm just going to put on that table. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your corn stuff. With fresh garden cucumbers.
Oh, those are the cucumbers from the garden?
Yeah.
Nice. So we have a garden out back, and we've been getting cucumbers out of it and corn. We actually just had some corn last night. It was nice. Never had corn out of my own garden before. That's the first time. Right. So we also need these PCI Express. Just need one of them for the video card. I think. I don't remember if that needs 1 or 2 plugs. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, that should be fine. Just one of them. It's got a 1 plug and a 2 plug. Well, that's true. I don't know. You could maybe have like some potted plants out on your balcony. I assume you have a balcony. And that shouldn't be against any of the codes, I wouldn't think. It's basically just a potted plant. You can call it, that's your house plant. Alright. So I already had a 2070 Super in my other computer. So I'm going to steal that one from that computer and put it in this one. And the video card, I had a NVIDIA 1070 that I put in my old computer. Because so the side of the computer was off, and my son was playing with some pennies, and he fried the video card that was in there by like touching the pennies around. He was like da 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 da, touching some pennies around, and he shorted out the video card. And I was not happy about that. But so I was like, well, I don't really want to spend money buying a new video card for that computer. So then I was like, well, if I upgrade my video card and put my video card in that computer, then maybe that'll work. So that's the route I went. Let's see. So the PCI Express, I don't need that one, so I'll put that one back in the bag. Okay. Let's see, so got those through, and then I'm also going to need power for peripherals. I think, so some of them I think are these Molex connector type. Like I've got some Blu-ray disc, like, I think one's a Blu-ray disc, the other one's just regular DVD. I use them for burning DVDs now and then. And you're a 4 plug. Okay, so I need to put you up here because you're a peripheral. And then I also need I'm not even sure what I'm plugging in SATA now. Because my hard drives are plugged into the motherboard. That's a little bit different. Yeah, I guess I'll just feed them out the back, and I'm not sure what I'm plugging into these, but it'd be better to have them here and then plug in whatever. rather than having to open this back up. So the cables be marching one by one. Let's get all that through to there, and let's see, maybe that does it for that. Now I need to make sure that these don't go down into there. So these things come with a bajillion little zip ties. So what I can do is feed a little zip tie here and just cinch that down. And that'll help keep that off of the fan down here. Because the last thing I want is one of these cables getting down into the fan and getting bound up. That would be no bueno. It looks like I could put a slightly bigger fan in there, probably a 140, but I'm just reusing the fan that I got here. So now let's see. All right. I need to feed some of these cables back through. So that big guy I'm going to feed through here. And it just needs to do like a little 180. Oh, goodness. Oh, this feels like a tight squeeze. Oh. There we go. Get all lined up. Get it seated well. And then we can feed the rest of that fat ass cable into the back here. Okay. So I also need the CPU power up there. Express CPU. Got 2 CPU cables. Head feed that way. I don't know if we can get that way. I didn't feel it. Okay. So we'll have these come out this way as well. Right. So these need to plug up there in the corner. So I've got this one, try to route along the side. And get it to seat here. Okay. And get this sucker just kind of laying out. Okay, so it's following that path. And then we got this dude. I only need one of the connectors, and it's got a square. I'm not sure how well you can see here. If you look here, there's a square and a square, and then there's like a little notch at the bottom corners of both of those. So if we look at these, let me get that lined up. You can see this one has, this has got the square, and the little notches. The other one, however, is all notched. Yeah, they're all notches. So we should be using this one to plug in. It's like trying to put a Square peg, round hole, whatever. Alright, I'm going to have to move you guys back here again. There's a square one. Plug you in. Very carefully. Okay. Tuck that there. Alright. So, got power to those things. I'll eventually want to put the drives there. I can't recall if those are SATA or Molex. So, just to have both of them kind of. Welcome to B. Alright. Got these hanging out, then I'll stuff them up into that bay. And now get to imagining. Okay. I've built several of them, but I don't know, if you guys got questions, I'm hoping this is educational for you as well. It's interesting. First and foremost, I hope it's interesting, but if you're interested in learning anything about it, then I hope you're also learning something. Okay, so what should we do next? I'd be putting the video card in, but I can do that afterwards. So we got power run everywhere. We got fans blowing air in and up. It's sucking air out the back, air out the top. This one's pulling air in, which should be supplying some air. So this little channel that's here, part of this fan is pulling in here, and this one's also pulling in. So they should be flooding this compartment with air and essentially forcing it out whatever direction. So this power supply has a fan on it as well. It should be blowing basically out the back. Okay. So I'll put these panels back on. All right. Well, if that's all good, then let's see. Next step would be what should my next step be? I guess I'm up to installing this monster. So I need to attach this to it, and it looks like it has some clips. So I need to look at how exactly this is meant to go together. Yeah, I can put the list up. Actually, I think I already did on my Discord. There's the little clips. So here's the little wire thing for it. Let's see, it came with some thermal paste of its own. However, I like to buy my own. This is Arctic Silver. So silver has a higher conductivity, like a thermal conductivity, than like even copper. But silver is kind of expensive if you're going to try to build something like this out of copper. So, or out of silver. So copper is usually used as an alternative. I'm not positive what this is made out of, but I don't know. It's supposed to do well. So let's see. Got a whole bunch of parts here and some directions. Okay. So these are basically 3 different sets of directions. Got up here the LGA20XX. So that's basically saying for that socket type. The socket that would be the processor that's up in here. So the LGs, that would be Intel. Not an Intel. Here's another LG. Aha! We've got the AMD instructions. So let's open this sucker up. And this is saying required mounting parts. This is the AMD stock backplate included with the motherboard. Yep, it's got one. The 2x bars. You are welcome to put your computer together without instructions. Oh, so removing the stock retention module, putting the back plate in place. If your motherboard comes with a pre-installed CPU cooler retention module, please remove it by unscrewing it from the back plate. Okay. So step 1 is remove these lovely hooks from the computer. Seems a shame. Those seem like nice sturdy hooks to use. Let's push one of the sides. I'm not pulling it. Felt like that plate was going to fall off. Yeah, because it is. Okay, here's the plate. All right. Okay, attaching the mounting bars. Please first choose the correct set of plastic spacers and the correct set of holes on the mounting bars depending on whether you're using a socket AM4 or a socket AM2+, AM3+. This should be an AM4+. Pretty sure. Yeah. So to verify it, we can look here at the book. We've got the socket AM4. This is looking back at the book again. Okay. So we verified. There you go. Verify this is the socket AM4. So I need the gray spacers. It's got this baggie. I need these gray spacers, not the white spacers. Specifically the gray spacers. Okay. Now some. Alright, get these out of the way. So it says use the gray spacers for mounting. Use the set of holes marked with 4 for the AM4 and the set of holes marked with AM3. Okay. That's good, right? Alright, so this is... Okay, that's with these guys. So we're going to use these to secure the plate. So, flip this around again. We've got to do with the AM4 using the outside circles, and then basically mount it so the curve is in towards the processor, and mount it that way. That's important for getting the spacing correct. And then using, I guess, these screws. Alright, that. And then using the 4. Through that spacer. Motherfucker. It's where it'd be helpful to have an extra pair of hands to hold. Ah! I dropped shit. Okay. Through there, through there. That plate. Get started a little bit finger wise. Okay, just get that finger. I just started a little bit finger wise. And get the other plate. This way. The gray spacer. And remember to keep the curve in. Per those instructions. Yep. There we go. Yeah. Pretty much. Making excellent progress. So, where that screw? Oh, don't go there. That's not a good spot for that screw to go. Oh, fuck. A framer. Really gently take this out. The damn screw fell behind hard drive. Did you say framer? Oh, yeah. So I learned from my grandfather. I don't know how much I can credit him for like teaching me this stuff exactly. So you guys can learn so much just from watching YouTube. Like if you want to learn how to do like just simple framing, yeah, just go on YouTube and like YouTube it. If you want to learn how to do some basic soldering, you can just go on YouTube and learn it. And they're fairly short and to the point videos, really. There's lots of them out there. And so, I don't know. Yeah, like, so I needed to change the brake pads in my car. And you can take them down to Jiffy Lube or wherever, and you can pay them to do that for you. But then you're paying for the materials, and you're paying them probably like $100 to do the work for you. All right, so now let's put this back in. So I think in reality, you can save yourself a lot of money just learning how to do things on your own, and not go around paying people to do it for you. But that's just my 2 cents. So I like to learn just how to do stuff. Okay, let's gently put this back in place. Well, I mean, yeah, that's doing framing stuff. And you're in your apartment. And your landlord would be responsible for a lot of what needs fixed. You just say like, well, this broke. That's your problem. It belongs to you, not to me. So fix your shit. Let's see. That's interesting. Yeah. So here's a big old plate. This is for the LGA 115, apparently. Don't need that. Oh, ooh. Ooh, they gave me this fancy dancy little screwdriver. I might use that for what I've been using. Should have found that earlier. Okay. So then it's talking about applying thermal paste. Let's skip that for now. That's actually bad to put that there, because I wouldn't want to put the thermal paste on until I'm actually ready to put it on. Okay, so fastening the heatsink to the CPU. Caution, please take off the center fan as well as the protection cover at the bottom side of the heatsink. Then put the heatsink onto the CPU. Oh, I need to actually take off this fan before I put it on. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so take these out. So these big old screws in there, I need to screw that down. Oh, those are actually, we've got threads on the other side, so those are going to go on, like there's some threads here and here, so that's how that's going to connect. Right. Then put the heatsink onto the CPU and screw it to the screw threads of the mounting bars. Okay. And it also has a spring on it so that it can have a tension to it. You can screw it down without like over tightening it. It'll maintain a tension on it. Now here's the kind of tricky part. Push this stuff out of the way. Where are these connected? Ah, okay, so they go on the holes either way. Let's see. So if I was doing this the same as that, what's that way? And the wires go. One goes in that hole. So that goes further, and that goes below. And then that goes that way. Ah. So got that. And then do the same on the reverse side. With that underneath. Over top. And there we go. Got 2 fans set up, ready to get on here. Okay, so here's where we get to a bunch more tricky part. So this wire here is actually, it like clamps onto the heatsink, it looks like. Which is kind of interesting, because that means I could take it out. If something happened to that fan, I could replace it. Where on some of the other ones, it would not be so easy to replace it. You basically just throw away the thing. That is interesting. Alright, so the way this is situated, like that, that pretty much locks me into a particular direction. I wonder if these go. No, that doesn't span across. Alright, so I'm pretty much locked into how this is going to go. This will be like that on there. Oh, I guess I can flip it that way so the Noctua is legible. Okay. So now I have to put thermal paste on the CPU. For this part, we're going to have to lay this down. And try to find a way for you all to be able to see what the hell's going on. Oh, bugger. This is going to be a little tricky. There. Maybe tell me, like, does that look okay there? You're kind of locked in. Like, can you see it? Nope, you're just looking at fans. Well, I want you to be able to see the CPU here. I'm going to try to do that. But that'd probably benefit it. What if I get my wife to record this part? This I need both hands to work. Oh. Are you recording? No, I need another set of hands. Sorry. Sorry, while you're working, let me leave you alone. Okay, let's see. So we'll just stick it here and go with that, I guess. Maybe. Oh. Were you done?
No, but it's okay. I messed up, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's great. What am I doing? Am I holding the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to put thermal paste on here.
You named her Gal Gadot?
Gabot.
Gabot, I didn't even see that it was going on. That is just funny. Are you going to put a Wonder Woman logo on there? You should.
Alright, let's see.
Someone new for me to be jealous of.
Oh! I don't know what you're talking about.
Angelina has retired.
Yep. Oh, Angelina was my old friend. Angelina Jolie. Alright. So, starters. Oh. Yeah, okay. So we get a little weight down. Should probably use like a microfiber or whatever for that. So.
There's a lot of light there for the layer. Okay.
Oh.
I was trying to get, I got it too close.
Okay.
Alright, so what's he doing?
Putting some of this Arctic Silver thermal paste on here. Alright, so that puts it on there to start. And then, like ideally you'd use a card or something. I couldn't find one. That seems a little wide.
Business cards are perfect, probably, right? Maybe.
Something more plastic would probably be more ideal. This is kind of like a waxy surface to it. So what I want to do is spread it nice and evenly.
Like your PB&J.
Yep, pretty much. So a nice coverage all over.
You'll be against the FN. Handyman at his finest.
What was handyman at his finest? I can agree. Yeah.
So I'm trying to get a nice even coating. This is not working as well as I was hoping it was going to work. Oh, that's a little better. Okay. You don't need to have a super thick coating of this stuff on here, but you do want to have it covering everything. Like this little spot here that I'm missing some. And some over there I'm missing some. And now, so now that I got it kind of all over, I'm going to try to make it a nice peanut butter smooth. Kind of. Not quite. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. Okay. So now here, I've got the knock tool up this direction. Oh. Take the plastic thing off. I've been keeping the plastic on because that's the surface that's going to make contact with that part. So I'm going to seat it on there and just kind of like mush it around a little bit, trying to like get the air bubbles out. Not trying to kill it, but just try to like get it so it's nice and seated well. Okay, and then let's switch to this. I'm not on the. Where's the spot? There we go. Now it's lined up. These things lined up. There's a little bit of downward pressure because of that spring. Okay, and same with this guy. A little bit of downward pressure because of the spring to get it started. Nope, didn't start. A lot of downward pressure. That is not really going anywhere. And then okay. It has so if you can see too well right here, underneath of here there's that curved bit. There's actually a bolt coming up under there. So this screw here is kind of like a really weird nut. So there's the threaded bolt coming up, and then this is the nut going down and screwing it onto it. And there's a spring that's providing tension. So now I need to just keep screwing it down until it's tight. And going back and forth until it's tightened down according to the directions. Yep, that's tight. That's tight. Alright. Now I'm going to do fan setup. Reattach the center fan and optionally install the second fan in gray using these supplied steel clips. So, oh goodness, that's where it's like these things are freaking massive. So the first question is, where am I going to plug in? It looks like I can plug in right here. So I want these wires coming out either like the side or down. Looks like down will be the way. So it gets here. And this just clips up.
I missed
Oh,
that part.
goodness.
Oops. Oh, and then you gotta do it over on the other side too.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
That's
easy.
kind of tricky. It's hard to see in here.
I don't know if I can turn the flashlight on while I'm recording this or not. Oh, my phone upstairs. If you want to grab it, it has a flashlight.
Well,
Or if you want to hold this for a second, I can go grab my phone.
I don't think it's like too long. Just need to pop it on there. There it goes.
Oh, well, easy enough then.
Yeah, it just clipped on. Alright, so that's a 1 and a 2. This would be easier to plug this in before I put that. Oh my god, it's gonna get tight in here. My, you're tight today.
Tight.
That's where having big ass hands is.
Do you need tiny hands to assist you? Do you want to trade? What am I doing?
This is plugging down there. But
Okay.
my hands are kind of.
You want me to try?
Sure. See these two black plug spots?
So this goes in one of the 4 prongs?
Yeah, put on the right side
Far
one.
right one? Alright. Does it matter which way it goes?
Yeah, not the white one, the black ones.
No.
There's 2 black ones.
I know, I'm trying to get... Don't break your computer. Okay, let's see if I can get it in there. It's in. Woo-hoo.
Got it?
I believe so.
Nice. Got that. Yep, let's see. Okay.
And then you got that one done too.
Sure.
That one won't be as hard.
Yeah, we should plug it in first.
Lesson learned, right?
It's like when the assistant becomes the master.
Indeed. That's right.
Like when the assistant has smaller hands than me and can get into tighter spaces.
Ooh. Oh, you're a gorilla grip. So, you know. As I'm saying this, I'm having more trouble, and I think it's because I'm having trouble maneuvering around that wire. Maybe I'll try this here. And I'm doing it by feel.
It should plug in right beside the other one.
I know. I'm just slightly missing it, and I think it just has to do with how this keeps turning as I try to get it in there. I think I might. Nope. Just having trouble lining this one up. Oh, I know. This camera. If I can do that other one, I can do this one. Okay. They might have gotten that. Let's check it. Just go ahead and check it for me. I think I got it.
I think so.
Here, I'll hold it, and you can just touch it.
To go downside, this is touching that fan. That'll get snagged in there.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that could be an issue. So could we remedy that? Do we tuck it under?
Oh, I'll have to zip tie it.
Okay. I mean, do you need to
Which
do
actually
that
might
before you
be-
put the fan in?
Yeah, that might be easy to do that.
All right, let's grab that.
These screws.
Do I need to do that too with my dainty little girly hands?
But I can navigate in here.
What are you ever gonna do when you need to take this thing apart? Try to see if we can capture what man hands is doing here. Yep. There's so much man hand. There we go.
There, that should do. So that's just there to make sure that this wire doesn't get snagged in there. Because if that happens, that's not so good.
No, it breaks the fan.
Okay.
This is.
This
Oh, it's
stuff.
my phone. Is this upside down or something?
What?
It's kind of weird. It's almost like inverted or something. That is really strange.
That should go even further.
Ooh.
What was that? Get that out of the way.
You were down to 4% battery.
I am?
Yes, yes, you are.
Oh. Oh, shoot. I'm not going to get done yet because I don't even have a video for it in here. Shit, it's right on top of that. I don't think can go here. After going through all that. That's gonna have to be on.
Your camera's mirroring.
Yeah.
Okay. That was weirding me out. So I don't know where to point. I feel like I'm taking a bad picture.
Let's see. Balls.
To the wall? What's wrong?
That'll be too high if it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Bent that a little bit. It's gonna have to go here. Can't get it particularly low. Hopefully that's... Okay. Curious if I can get the side of the case on still with that. No.
Too high. Just slightly too high. Huh. What would one do?
I can't have the second fan in. That is a shame.
We have a backup fan, I guess, in case the other one.
It's sitting on the memory down here, so it can't go any further down. I need it to go for like as low as this thing does. Because I imagine if I take that off, this will be able to close. Okay, well, hopefully I have enough other stuff. Zip that a little bit. Hopefully I have enough airflow going in here that that's okay. But I suppose, yes, I've got a spare fan in the event something happens. I'd prefer to have both, but we'll see. You said I'm down to 4%?
That's what it told me.
Shit.
Surprised it's still going.
Yeah. Well. And it's after 11, so I might have to call it here and continue another time. Which sucks, I've got it almost together. I'm basically the point I could put the power supply in, or the video card in, and be turning it on. But if I've only got like 4% battery,
Yeah.
probably 3.
I mean, you can attempt it until it dies, but I mean, it did give me a pop-up warning that you had 4% remaining. So you could check it and make sure that I wasn't wrong. Maybe 2%.
Nope, we're down to 2%.
We're down
Okay.
2%. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what it was doing. It was weird. That's the way you handed it.
You had the phone upside down.
You handed it to me that way.
It kept a... you guys would probably looking at this thing upside down. Alright, so I've got 2% battery life left. I don't know how much longer I can keep talking. This thing might just shut off on me. So... yeah, I guess Sunday I can finish it. You too. I hope you guys enjoyed walking through this process. It is fun as always. Let's see. Yep, I got that plugged in. Okay. So yeah, I will get back to this Sunday, which would normally be my Sunday surprise, but won't be a surprise. We'll keep working on it. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Yep.